Antoine Fanny Pack here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for the monthly mini album I did not get around to reviewing segment, but I sort of talk about in brief right now video segment. YUNOREVIEW, the new Fucked Up record. Oh my god, Fucked Up. Canadian punk rock band, Fucked Up. Have never really been crazy about Fucked Up, honestly. I do enjoy punk rock immensely. Punk music, one of my favorite genres, honestly. A genre that, if I had never heard it, I probably would be an accountant right now. But I can't say Fucked Up is really that interesting of a punk band to me. And it's mostly because I find a lot of their songs to be overly long, not that visceral, maybe a tad overproduced, incorporating a bit too much modern indie sweetness to be that urgent or exciting. Case in point, the song Sunglass off of this new LP. The way the synths or guitars or vocals just glisten in the background of the song just kind of churns my stomach a little bit, honestly. I do dig some of the band's more straightforward, brick, two-face style singles, and I do appreciate that they want to experiment and they don't want to be like every other punk band out there. But the ways in which they do experiment completely turns me off, especially on their last few records. But on this newer one, they do seem to be writing songs that are more straightforward, to the point. I do appreciate that, but I'm still not digging a lot of the tracks on here. A few I care for, a lot I don't. Fucked Up is just not my punk rock band of choice. The new Fire Orchestra, another band whose genre and a lot of whose personnel. I mean, Miriam the Believer is a part of this group, provides a lot of vocals for this record. You guys know that I love her record Blood Donation. Fantastic album. You should listen to it. These guys are an experimental big band outfit, experimental rock, progressive rock outfit, and there are some long, lengthy, really drawn-out tracks on this record that feature some grooves and some really ambitious song structures, all of it on paper, all of it in blueprint. It seems like I should dig it, but in execution, I just don't find this record that intriguing or really that experimental. I mean, yeah, for sure, it's not a straightforward pop or rock record, but I don't really find this record to be that adventurous. I find it to be kind of underwhelming. It really overstays its welcome with its lack of interesting ideas. Considering how much time Fire Orchestra takes to make this record, I would have thought they would have delivered some more bold moves along the way. More bold moves than I think they actually did. Next, the new Cormorant record. If you're into black metal, if you're into atmospheric black metal, progressive rock as well, I would look into this band. I loved their last full-length LP, a great record. This one, however, was really looking forward to hearing the band deliver another ambitious set of tracks that have a really strong element of storytelling, but I really think it's the production where the band ends up kind of shooting itself in the leg. These songs don't feel anywhere near as heavy or as lush, and even though I do think a lot of the time the writing is there, it's just not there for me sonically, and it really does make this album feel slightly like a bore. But if that's the sort of thing that doesn't necessarily grab your attention or keep you from loving an album, then look into this record. The new Venetian Snares record, a lot of people were asking me if I was going to review this. I did give it a listen. I did find on paper what was going on with this record to be intriguing. The combination of Venetian Snares' typical speed of light, breakbeat, cutting and delivery. I mean, it's really a disorienting record in that regard, like many Venetian Snares records are. I mean, if you're looking for electronic music that is intense and mind-bending with its speed and with its disorienting rhythms, then look into this guy's back catalog. But these beats, which are typical, again, of Venetian Snares, are being combined with some strings, some classical music elements, really dreary, like goth rock type vocals, and a lot of which aren't really sung that well. And again, while it's interesting on paper, in execution, I don't really think it's the best of those things if you just take them separately. Like, oh, are these great breakbeats? Are these great classical music elements? Nah. The new Antlers record, what can I say about Antlers? I have not enjoyed a single project from this band. Not Hospice, not their next record, not this record either. They're a band whose sad, sad tunes just reek of pure melodrama to me. There's nothing all that moving about what they're trying to do in an emotional regard. And compositionally, their songs don't really grip me either. I mean, their music just underwhelms me. It just feels more ethereal. It feels more atmospherical than it feels actual. They just make such forgettable music. That's just my opinion, but that's what I think. The new First Aid Kit album, I passed on this mostly because I just found it to be way too similar to the duo's last record, to be completely honest. I feel like if they're going to come through with an album that wows me in the future, they're really going to have to change up their kind of humdrum production style. I think the way that they record their records tends to suck the intimacy away from how great I know they are at performing live. Now, of course, there are some great tunes on this thing, you know, but the guitar tones, the way their vocals are mixed, the drums, just all the instrumentation, it just sounds so incredibly generic, and it doesn't really complement the fact that as singers, as songwriters, as vocalists, First Aid Kit is a unique project. The new 50 Cent record, completely goonish, depraved, boring hip-hop. No idea why 50 Cent even came back, but I guess it's because people still think 50 Cent is interesting, I guess. 50 Cent never really has had anything to contribute to hip-hop lyrically, in my opinion, with his major commercial releases. Y'all can totally defend his older mixtapes and so on and so forth and all that other stuff, but even if you go that far, there's no way that this even touches what little quality was actually on those projects. This is easily some of 50 Cent's worst material ever, and I don't even really like his older material. This is just like offensively awful. Don't subject yourself to this. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. The new Keaton Henson record, if you're into some very short, to the point, sad, dreary, tear-jerker instrumentals, then give this thing a listen. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's sort of like a soundtrack for a movie, a really sad movie, a sad short movie that doesn't exist. And I wouldn't really call it incredibly cohesive. I wouldn't really call it world-stopping or mind-blowing, but it is a little tiny, sad detour on the road of life. If you're looking for that sort of thing, then give this thing a listen. And down there in the description box, I also have a few links to some other reviews of records that I put up recently. And that's it. And that's it. Relatively painless Why You Know review this time around, eh? Yeah. Transition, subscribe. There's a button down there. And I love you. I hope you have a good one. Hope you're having a good summer. Forever.